So I guess as a doctor, if I was your patient and you could clearly see that I had like a pathological amount of hustle drive, what would you tell me? How would you try to help me?
That's a tough one because I think so. Yes, we're talking about hustle culture like it's a bad thing, right? But the reality of it is, and you touched on it a little bit earlier, right? We are a product of hard work,
Hmm.
right? We didn't get into medical school. We didn't get into a psychiatry residency by mailing it in,
Right.
right? We had to bring it every single day. We had to make a lot of sacrifices financially and also in terms of time and effort.
Emotionally,
Yeah,
yeah.
arguably in medical school, I was working like 60, 70 hours a week,
Hmm.
and for months and months at a time without without getting
Years.
paid. Yeah, without
Right.
getting paid and going further and further into debt. I'm working extremely hard in residency, and so I'm not gonna sit here and say like, hey, you should just take it easy, because I feel like anybody trying to attain any sort of goal that's difficult to attain. The reality is that it does require an incredible amount of effort, and when you're giving that kind of effort, it does take sacrifice. You have to sacrifice other aspects of your life. So here's the first thing I would ask that individual: what do you really want out of life? What is, where is ambition enough for you? What position do you need to attain for you to feel satisfied, right? And that's a different answer for every single patient. And when we talk about hustle culture, working hard, that also looks differently for every single individual. Hey, for some people, you're at a place where getting up at 7 a.m. might be extremely difficult for you. So for that person, if you get up at 7 a.m., I would say you're doing an incredible job. But for other people, it can be, getting, you just have to open up YouTube and you see like my 5 a.m. routine,
Oh,
going to the
yeah.
gym, and then
Right.
my hyper productive day throughout the day. And, it's different for everybody. And I think we need to kind of block out the noise from other people. We have to recognize that you're in a journey, you're in a race, you're in a fight against yourself. What hard work for you is not necessarily what hard work looks like for other people. So that's the main message I would give to that patient. And at the end of the day, that needs to be answered internally. That is a question. I guess it's more of a philosophical question. What do you want out of life?
Hmm. If I was the physician and dealing with a patient who I had thought had a kind of pathological amount of that hustle culture that we described, I like using a lot of analogies in my practice. And so, it's obviously very personal to me. I find that I have a desire to get involved with activities that actually do require a lot of balance, like surfing, skateboarding, mountain biking, skiing, and all of these things. But I think it's extremely also relevant to approach to life, because what we keep talking about is like that drive, that ambition, that hustle isn't necessarily bad. It can be a good thing. It can help provide for yourself, provide for your family, but too much of it, like any drug, is toxic. And so I think that there has to be an element of balance, the yin and the yang, the how you balance yourself on a skateboard, applying that same philosophy to your life. And if you're going to be that person that wants to work 12 hours a day, how are you going to fulfill your life on the other side with something that has nothing to do with hustle, that has nothing to do with necessarily money, but how can you feel that joy without necessarily achieving something? How can you find that sensation in this present moment?